All right, we are live for the 3M Open. We got special guests from Let's Go Golfwear, Jimmy Miller on the show, longtime listener. We've been promoting Let's Go Golfwear for a while now, Matt and I. And Matt highly recommended you. I know you guys have been talking a lot over the last couple of years. And tell you what, these golf shirts are incredible. You saw this one on me back in the Utah days. So a couple of years ago, I was at Black Desert Golf Course, me and my team wearing these shirts, these koi ones. And you have the Gator one, which is probably my favorite shirt. So Jimmy Miller from Let's Go Golfwear. Welcome, bud.
Awesome. Thanks, Blake. Hello, Tap It In world. And thank you again, Blake, for having me on today's episode. Super excited to be here with you guys. And for everyone that's going to join in for another jam-packed week of golf. As Blake mentioned, name is Jimmy Miller. I'm currently based out of South Florida. But ironically grew up in Minnesota. So it's pretty cool at this week's event. First time on the show, happens to be a hometown event for me. Played a little college golf back in the day there at the University of Minnesota State Mankato. And as Blake also mentioned, co-owner and founder of Let's Go Golfwear. You guys have seen it. Blake gave a good shout out there just now. Awesome gear. Would love for anybody else to hop on board and join the team. And one other quick thing, Matt's shared this in the past, but Matt does have a code. He was one of our first brand ambassadors. So I figured I would throw that out there, the Matt15 code. He used that in the past. Anybody that's in here tuning in live, feel free to use that going forward. And other than that, let's get down to business into today's show.
Boom. So use Matt's code, buy some shirts, great shirts. Love these shirts. Yep. I have 4 or 5 of them. So buy some shirts.
Says, they're form-fitting, bicep molding, and with his gelled hair and sleek look, you gotta get that out there. So that's always key.
Exactly. I think he was wearing some in Spain last week. Looked pretty good in them. All right, so Open Championship. Scottie Scheffler, Mr. Inevitable, wins his 4th major. He's just so much better than all these players, man. He's just miles better than all these guys. And it's just, I kind of knew he was going to win an early Friday in his round, like on the front 9. I was like, man, if Scottie continues to putt like this, like nobody has a shot in hell.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's kind of interesting. Everybody was, tossing out some of the AM, PM wave stuff and how guys were going to fare and all that. And, Scottie just went out and threw up, what was it, a ho-hum -3 on Thursday. Yeah. Just kind of did whatever in the morning. And you knew when you see him on the leaderboard there that early in the event that, he's going to be there for the take. And then, like you touched on, the putting. I think I was listening to some other stuff and saw some other X stuff with Phil Kenyon. And they basically just said, he feels like he's the best putter in the world over there. His claw grip, everything can't be stopped. And we saw it.
Which is crazy because he hasn't putt well on the links courses. He didn't putt well at the Scottish.
No.
If he's gaining 8.5 putting, like there's just nothing anybody can do. Like he's gonna win. It's just inevitable.
And they were saying, and he even said in his, I think, presser afterwards that he even told Phil Kenyon that he didn't feel like he was putting that poorly. Just a couple bad reads at the Scottish. To us, it looked like he was. He was doing this. He's putting his hands up and going crazy. But if he's saying he's that close and not missing by much and then goes ahead and puts that show on what are relatively shaggy greens over there, as we know, playing over there in the Open in those conditions, who's going to stop this guy? It's wild. It's crazy to see. So,
yeah. So Matt and I notoriously Scheffler haters. Are you a Scheffler fan?
I like Scottie. He's a good dude. I like his, obviously what he's doing is crazy to watch, but I can definitely see why,
I wouldn't say like we hate Scottie, the guy or golfer. We just hate that he just, Scottie could just ruin a golf tournament for everybody, he's that good.
He can just, it doesn't matter where he is in the field, whatever wave he's playing in, if it's AM, PM, what other weather, it doesn't matter. He just goes out there, sticks to his game. And, darn well, you're going to see his name just creeping up that leaderboard till he's up top. And essentially was 7 or 8 strokes there at one point yesterday before his little blunder there on 8 with the double. So,
I stopped watching after the 4th hole. I can't do it. This has been 2 majors at Portrush where the leaders just run away with it. And it's kind of, I like Portrush a lot, but it's just, I don't know. Both times, if you take that leader off the leaderboard at Portrush, you have very compelling tournaments. It could have
Oh,
been an all-timer yesterday. It was literally 10 to 12 guys that could have won if you take Scottie off the leaderboard.
100%. It was funny too. I was watching with my dad and stuff, and we had bets. He had bets on, top 10s, top 20s, and all that stuff. I mean, you really literally could sit there and just refresh your screen, and you would either have a guy drop out of a top 10, drop out of a top 20, move into the top 10, move into the top 5. You had, McIntyre, you had Clark, you had Hatton, you had Harris English that, made 500,000 feet of putts yesterday.
Bryson,
but all those guys, like you said, it was super compelling. I mean, if there was no Scottie in the field, that would have been one of the best tournaments ever, because you had a legit 15 guys who all had a chance to make a run there, including Rory. That was the whole thing too. And then even Bryson. I mean, we'll talk about that later, obviously. But he's there was a lot of guys that were right there in the other parts of the markets. That's for sure.
Yeah. Before we get to these other guys, I kind of want to continue with Scottie a little bit.
Yeah.
So he's one, like I always thought the British or the Open would be the toughest one for him to get. He gets it. Now, US Open. Next year we go to Shinnecock, one of the toughest toughest courses in the world. Do you think he wins the Grand Slam next year at Shinnecock?
I think he's got a very good chance. I mean, if you look at it, Shinnecock's basically a link style course. You're on the island up there. The wind's going to probably blow. It's going to be firm, fast conditions. From what we've seen now from Scottie, like you said too, I didn't know if, the British was going to be, the Open was going to be one of the ones that he, maybe struggle with, but he's got all the shots in the bag. I mean, we're seeing everything. He's flighting shots. He's hitting shots low, high, cuts, draws, you name it. And if he's rolling the rock, I mean,
so what's an ideal way to pick off Scottie Scheffler? Is it, so it was ideal conditions on the weekend. Is it better for golfers if it's not ideal? Like if we had some wind like it was Thursday, because like Friday to Sunday was like just easy, scoreable conditions.
Yeah, I mean, it was benign. Yeah, you're right.
But what is the best? Because like sometimes people say, well, you got to, if it's benign, it brings more people in because everybody can make birdies. And when it gets tougher, the cream rises to the top. But like he's literally done it every single way possible.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And then, the other guys that were chasing him and stuff, like you said, with those conditions there, you figured they'd be able to take advantage, and they just don't. It's kind of getting to that point where it's like with Scottie up top, is it like Tiger back in the day where, these players just see that name and they just can't find a way to, make a push or a run at him. I just don't know. I mean, this was another one of those events where he just, went off and, guys just didn't get to him. And I don't know what conditions can slow him down other than maybe a Christmas wine and a lasagna dish or whatever he did to cut his hand or something.
Raviolis,
making raviolis at home. I don't know what can stop the guy anymore.
Oh, and he's so like grounded, the whole faith thing and family. It's like the only thing that stopped Tiger Woods was his shenanigans,
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole nother story. Those are wild. I actually remember a funny story. I was at Hazeltine, where I grew up there, and we were at that PGA when some of this stuff started coming out, which was wild. You had the Rachel Yucatel stories and all that other stuff, and Tiger's hitting shots from the fairway bunker, and then all of a sudden Y.E. Yang's, holding his clubs up over his head, beating Tiger. It's like, what the hell's going on right now? How is this happening? Yeah. So, but yeah, Scottie's just. But the cool thing about, I think, with Scottie and what I like, looking ahead to like the Ryder Cup and stuff is he's just got that fire in him that no matter what, whenever he's in the event, in the mode, doesn't matter where he's playing, he just wants to kick everybody's ass. And, that's going to be the big thing for the Ryder Cup. Like he threw I don't know if you saw some subtle jabs there at the end when they were interviewing him. And, he's like, hey, yeah, the fans were great, but, I know I wasn't the fan favorite. I heard a few people say, go Dallas Cowboys and go USA, but the rest of you guys were cheering for who. So he's kind of just looking ahead to that type of stuff, and just the fire's burning in him. But he's the man. I mean, I don't know what's going to stop him.
He just plays the correct shot every single time. He doesn't make mistakes, and even if he does, he does make mistakes. But once he does, it's just he gets it back on track so fast.
Yeah, I think the telecast yesterday said bounce back in the last 3 years percentage for him is number 2 overall on tour in 3 years. After
he makes that double, and then the next hole he birdies.
after making a double or worse, his bounce back percentage, I think it is in the 3 years on the tour recently, is number 2 overall. So yeah, I mean, he makes a mistake. He has the ability to just clear that out of his mind and go to the next shot and produce. And guys just can't do that. So
he's 29. He's got 4 majors in 10 years. Well, how many majors do you think he ends up with?
I know I've been having this debate with a lot of people now.
I feel like my number is higher than most people. And
my number,
guy at all.
I was saying recently to some people 12 to 13.
That's my number, 12.
And it all depends. If he stays healthy and grounded, and he's a guy that I don't think is going to get derailed off of what his plan is. If he's
not
that
having
way,
a sex scandal like Tiger Woods.
Scottie's sex scandal would be pretty wild, though.
That would be the most wild thing in the world if someone's got to make it happen.
with him, I still remember him getting arrested at Valhalla. That was crazy.
Yeah.
But 12 to 13. I mean, you figure, and guys these days now, we see it with some of these players. They're still competitive into their 40s. I mean, look at like what Rose is doing and a couple of these other guys. I mean, even Westwood this past weekend and stuff. If Scottie stays the way he is all the way through, you put him to 46 like Rose is, and how old, Westwood and those guys are that are playing really well at that age. I mean, that's another 16 years. I mean, he stays healthy. You got to figure he's going to probably pick one off.
Well, let's just look at it like Rory's 36, 37. So let's say next 8 years. I mean, you kind of got to, on this rate, the way he's ball striking it, is it conservative to give him 7 majors in the next 8 years? Not at all.
Not at all. I mean,
is that too much? So that gives him 11 right there.
Yeah, and he's already conquered Augusta, so that's not changing. So he's playing Augusta every year.
Exactly. He's going to win at least 2 more Masters, I think, in the next 5 years. You have to think.
I mean, that's a course he's conquered and playing well. So he's playing there every year if he's healthy. And then, I know I kind of took a glance at some of the U.S. Opens here coming up and stuff, but ball striking courses, he's gonna be right there at every one of them. So like you said, that 12, 13 number, 7 in the next 8 years, whatever it is, that's, I think, very, very doable, very attainable.
That's being like conservative. One a year, maybe.
Yeah.
And you got to think a couple of the years he'll probably get 2.
Yeah, depending on where the PGAs are being played at. I
know life hits all these guys. Maybe he'll have a couple more kids. That'll certainly hit him. And I know that's hurt Rahm big time. Rahm has 3 kids now, definitely. But I don't know, his prime in the next 7 years. They're not going to. His kids are young, or his one kid, and if he has a couple more, they're young. He's not going to like little league yet. He's got some time for all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you said, it's just it's amazing to see and watch what we've seen thus far, and I mean, to think what could happen here, like you said, in these next few years is pretty crazy, and those numbers I think are attainable for sure.
Yeah. So my number's 12 for him. I think, and that would make him the 3rd best golfer of all time.
Yeah.
Once you hit 5, 6 majors, you're in another stratosphere.
Exactly.
There's very few people who have accomplished that. He's 100% going to win the Grand Slam at some point. I'd imagine in the next 3 years.
Yep.
I know we're going to Shinnecock, then Pebble. I don't know what's after Pebble, but
I think they've got Riviera's in there, and
Riviera's there. That's cool.
There's a few.
So my number's 12, and it pains me to say that, but I just don't see how it doesn't happen.
Well, we were pretty close there, 12 and 13. So I mean, let's jot that down and see where we're at in a couple years from now. And who knows? We could be sitting here in 2 or 3 years, and he could be at that number at this rate.
Enough with Scottie. Recapping my bets. My bets were trash all week. I mean, extremely hand up. Bad week. Just one of those weeks. I just had a very rough week. Extremely disappointed with Rahm. I did not see T34 happening. I thought he'd at least have like a Rory type week where he finishes like not really ever, like the worst he could be was not really ever contending, but still finishing T8 like Rory did.
Yep.
Just a bad week from Rahm. I don't know what happened. I followed a lot of them, and he was the same wave as Scottie, and he was getting lapped Friday by Scottie. He just, anytime he made some birdies, he would just blast one into a pot bunker and just derail his round.
Yeah.
So I very, very disappointed in Rahm.
I was very shocked. I was right there with you guys. I know Matt talked about him, on the LIV podcast stuff and mentioning form and all that stuff. I thought he was poised for a breakout these majors, especially this week. He'd been playing well. He's healthy. Had the other kid, I think it was, and whatnot. And everything seemed to be aligning for Rahm to be the guy. Last major of the year, you got the Ryder Cup stuff coming up. You got everything else that's on the table. Like we talked, they said the AM PM wave. He was in the AM. He was playing with, like, all it was there for him for the taking. And he just would make a few good holes there. And then, just give it all away. Something stupid, a bad swing, driver swing, iron shot, miss, but whatever it might be. I was very shocked at his finish. I was thinking we would see him Sunday down the stretch. That would be right in it or potentially winning. For sure.
So this guy makes a nice point. Insanely passive with the putter all week. I don't know if it's because LIV played Valderrama the week before, which is not a great open prep. Greens are lightning fast, and it's more tree line course, just not a links course at all. I mean, he didn't adjust to the green speeds at all. Every single putt was like a foot to 2 feet short. It was driving me fucking bananas. And I just so.
You make a good point too with the comparison there. I mean, Valderrama is one of the toughest courses in the world, and those guys going from there to there, and obviously the tour going from. They had
to stop the event because the balls weren't sticking on the greens. They were so fast. It
was so windy out there. Yeah, that was crazy.
So I don't know if that had something to do with it, but that.
But all in all, like you said, chalk it up. I was high on Rahm. I'm an avid, big time DraftKings guy. I slammed him in all my lineups, had him as a core guy, and I was very disappointed. So I was right there with you with
and then I had Vic. I mean, just a bad week from Vic. He
exactly
couldn't get anything going. Rest of my card, I mean, I just took some shots on some guys like Hideki. He ended up, if Hideki just played well Thursday.
Yeah, he was T16,
15, I think.
Yeah. He
played good. Patrick Reed, massive flop. Who else? Jason Day, massive flop.
Yep.
It was just
the
just
tough
a bad week for me. Bad week is what it is.
His name, Wacko. He's I can't figure him out in majors.
We'll get to him in a sec once we get to the LIV group, because it was a bad week for LIV in general. Royal Portrush, you like it?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a cool course, cool setup. Obviously, the fans showed out. I mean, they had crazy numbers. I think they said like 290,000 or something for the week. So tons of fans and everything. But I just think it's, those courses, everybody gets used to seeing the weather, when they play over there and seeing some different dynamics and stuff like that. And it played relatively, besides a little bit of rain there on Thursday and maybe a little wind on Friday or something, there really wasn't much. So it was just kind of what you see is what you get.
It would have been cool if we got Thursday's weather all week. That would have been, I think it would have been a great open.
Exactly. It would have definitely been a different event. It would have changed everything. Like you said, I mean, you could see a lot of the tee balls, tee shots, guys were having some issues with that if the wind was blowing a little bit across, certain ways and stuff like that. But I just think the course dynamics would have been totally different. Yeah. If we had some weather and stuff.
Yeah.
I know for sure if I was playing there, I'd go be on 5 every time over that green, because it's only like 2 feet from the flag where it goes into the cliff, into the ocean there. I'd be just blasting over that for sure.
This guy makes a good point. Of course, is only defenses depending on whether it isn't a good course. But yes and no. I mean, a lot of these open courses need weather. Like St. Andrews needs weather. Like that place is going to get picked apart in a couple of years if there's no weather.
Right.
I mean, I'd imagine Bryson's going to shoot like 28 under at that place. He's going to be driving every single green.
Driving every green. Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I like Royal Portrush. I think it's a great course. I think it's got in crazy conditions, I think it could be one of the better open venues. I'm actually a big fan of Portrush.
Yeah.
So, I mean, weather is what it is. We got bad weather last year. sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. So, all right, Rory's week. I mean, that was cool to see. Contrary to some people's beliefs, I do like Rory McIlroy. I know we're giving him a bunch of shit, but yeah, he's one of the better golfers of my life. Probably the second or third best golfer of my lifetime. It was cool. It was a cool week for Rory.
It was. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot to have on your shoulders. I mean, we saw it back in 19. I mean, honestly, the first hole there is quite possibly the toughest driving hole. You know, and him shooting what he did that first round in 19 and then kind of doing like the total 360. And then he shot, 64 or whatever in the second round to try and almost make the cut and miss it by one. And then having all that on his shoulders, winning the Grand Slam this year, everything that's been going on, and then coming back home. It was there for him. You know, I think he had a lot of opportunities to.
His game just isn't 100% back. The way he putted. When I say back to where he was Masters week,
right?
You know what I mean? Right. The way he putted this week was amazing. If he had just had his tee to green game, because his driver was bad this week.
Well, that's what I was going to hit on. It was not your prototypical Rory. The driver was poor. You know, I thought Sunday it was interesting. Obviously, he was further back. He went more aggressive. He had driver on many more holes than he was all week. But yes, he had some of those misses, you know, where he tried to hit the big old draw or smoke it down there, and you know, he'd get himself in the longer rough and have to play certain shots. But the other thing too is, and what I noticed, you know, watching his game closely is, it's those damn wedges, man. I mean, he gives himself so many opportunities. Like yesterday, I think it was like 7, 8, 9, or 4 holes on the front 9, and then like even 10 and a couple of the early holes in the back 9. He was in areas that nobody had played from all week, and had no more than a sand wedge to a gap wedge on 4 or 5 of those shots. And I think his closest proximity on all those shots combined was 35 feet.
Yeah.
You know, he was trying to flight it and play different shots. And when he just kind of gets in that zone and, like you said, like the Masters and stuff, just hits those shots, that's when he's there. But he just, a couple of those got him again this week. And I just think there's just a little bit that he's off on and still trying to get back to where he was, you know, pre-Augusta and that stuff.
Yeah, very cool week for Rory. Saturday was awesome for him. That was
that eagle putt,
one of his top highlights of his career that day. At least
that
rounds of golf that he's played professionally.
Yeah, that eagle putt was awesome. He rolled that in from way back there, and you know, just coming up 18, he was talking about it and stuff like that. But it'll be cool. Maybe we'll get to see him one more time there at Port Rush, and maybe he can make it happen. That would be the kind of the topping for him in his career. I think would be to win it at home, you know, in front of everybody. Yeah,
he'll probably get one more chance when he's still able to win an Open, I think, at Port Rush.
I wonder how gray he'll be. I'm curious to see what he'll look like then.
He'll probably be full gray based on the trend he's going.
I did like the Balionis interview with him, though, talking about his haircut the other day. That was pretty good. That's a whole nother story.
Yes, it is. Bryson. I actually thought Bryson was the third biggest story this week behind Scottie and Rory. What he did after shooting 6-7, it was 6 or 7 over.
Yeah.
6. Yeah. After round 1, he could have just packed it in. I mean, guy plays opens horrifically.
Yep.
And for him to go 16 under for the final 3 days, that was some of them. I know the conditions were easy for him, and that's when he's going to win an Open, is when the conditions are easy. But that was big for his career, I think.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. I had said it all along too. You know, like I said, with the DraftKings stuff and everything else, I never touch him over there. I always thought he's not a links player, like you alluded to. Most people thought that too. You know, with the types of shots he tries to hit, swinging hard, getting it up in the air, you know, spin on the ball, all that type of stuff. But yeah, when he shot that number Friday to get inside the cut line, and then continued on the weekend, and then again on Sunday there. You know, like he was saying, it was pretty cool to hear him afterwards. If you caught that, you know, he talked about, you know, his late dad with passing, and talked about how they said and his brother and his mom, you know, there's times in his life where he's wanted to give up at golf, and they just told him, keep fighting, you're too good. And, you know, he kind of used that as his crutch and momentum to keep pushing himself this week. And I think he proved to a lot of people, like you said, even though the conditions were benign, that, you know, he's got a chance to win one of those here coming up in the future.
Yeah, I think he's going to be. I mean, St. Andrews, he's going to be crazy live, in my opinion.
Yeah, no kidding, no kidding.
I mean, he's going to drive a lot of those holes. It's going to be.
He'll drive. He could drive one off the top of my head. He could road hole. He could probably run it up there. Some of the other ones.
You think he'd take on one over that?
Over the berm? That'd be great.
That would be something. I would love to see that.
And then 18, he's either going to hit, a long iron, or he's going to blast driver off the
driver's too much on 18.
Building off the building and just do a redirect back on the green or something crazy.
Yeah. So I was really happy about Bryson. That was and I mean, obviously, shout out Wyndham Clark too. He went 16 under over the final 3 days as well. I guess like he just needs the tournaments to start Friday. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he needs tournaments to start Friday. He needs to get a letter in the mail that he's banned from certain courses and just figure out what else is going on in his life. And then he just plays well. But he's played well recently. So,
okay. So other stories from Gotterup continues good play. I mean, he finished third off the win at Scottish. I mean, he's on a crazy run. We're going to get to the Ryder Cup here in a second, but he's just on great form right now. I didn't expect him to come back with a third place finish after winning the Scottish.
Yeah, and I mean, most people in the betting market always talk about it too. Coming off a big win or a first win like that, you never want to touch somebody the following week. You just think it's going to be whatever. But I mean, I think I read something earlier today. He went over there at 128 in the world. I mean, I know the official world golf rankings or whatever they are, but went over that 128 and he's leaving there at 28.
It's crazy.
Off those two events, which is crazy. But I
mean, you can use the world golf rankings for PGA players. I mean,
yeah. So
to compare him to other PGA players,
he showed he's got the balls out there, man, to play with the big boys and play on that special stage. So that was very impressive.
He's super live for the Ryder Cup. Harris English.
Yeah.
I mean, he finished second, putted his ass off, hit the ball extremely well too.
What's crazy too is he had a T2. He had a T2 at the PGA. So he's got top two majors this year, Harris.
Yeah, and I know he's had a couple good finishes in the past at U.S. Opens. Torrey Pines comes to mind. So I mean, I guess he's a guy to look at, sneaky in these majors. I never get to him at majors. I hit him at the Travelers one year. That was cool. But I mean, he's definitely. I mean, he's on the Ryder Cup in my opinion.
Yep.
I think he locked up his spot this week. He was probably on it before, but I think he locked it up this week.
Yeah.
And then I also think Fitz probably locked up his Ryder Cup spot for Europe. I think Europe's probably going to run it back. They're kind of just waiting for Fitzy to get into form. And good week at the Scottish, finished fourth, and then he finished fourth here, something like that.
Yeah. His game's completely turned around. I mean, it was. What was it last year? He had a top 10, I think, at the Memorial, and that was his only finish last year that was anything to note of. And then, he's figured out some stuff here this year, and he's every week is just gradually ascended towards the top. And, he's going to pick something off here soon. So,
yeah. And then the other story was Hao Tong and his new best friend, Scottie Scheffler. I don't know if you saw some of those comments. What's so crazy with Scottie is he gets buddy in these groups with these guys. They got to not talk to him.
Yeah.
They get too buddy. They're chuckling with each other. I'm like, you're competing against them. Cut that shit out.
Hao Tong, I mean, every time the camera panned to him, he was either yapping at his caddy on something for him to shout, or he was laughing at Scottie. So yeah, there was a lot of banter going back and forth. And I think he was talking about, next year being on the tour, and Scottie was like, well, Hao Tong who, if you text me? And Hao Tong asked him, he's like, make sure you answer my text, or I want to play in a practice round with you next year. Yeah,
I'm a big Matt and I've always been big Hao Tong guys. I remember at the PGA at Harding Park, he led after 36. Yeah, I think he was all over the place though, and he was like one of the last guys on the driving range. One day, like typical Bryson-esque, he was just there for hours upon hours into the dark. But he's a funny character. I think he's good for golf. I think he's gonna get on the tour based on their top 10 for next year. So Glad he played well. That came out of blue because he hasn't been playing that great on the DP tour of late. Last month or
he
so.
moved. I think he moved up to number 3 in the DP. So he's all but solidified a card. It's just crazy to think a guy like that too. I mean, they were talking, and I remember gambling on him and DraftKings and all that stuff. He's been around. He started golf, or he turned pro when he was 15. He's 29. It's 14 years of Haotong, and
Crazy.
He's won on big stages. But like you said, ups and downs of golf, almost quit, all that type of stuff. And then his interview, what was it, a couple years ago when he won, when they asked him how it was or whatever, he's like, fucking golf's hard, or whatever it was.
Haotong. I love a nice Haotong 100 to 1, 150 to 1. You know, it's always a nice bet to throw in there.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
Before we wrap, I mean, LIV overall, you had Hatton in the mix a little bit. Well, he made birdie on one, and then yesterday got to 9 under. I guess he was 5 back after that birdie. Never a chance to win, but he was involved for a while. Had a bad Sunday. Yep. He was one of the few bright spots. I think DJ had a good week. He finished 23rd. He's hitting the ball extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, though, it was a rough week for LIV.
Yeah, I mean, you had Westwood.
Westwood was a good story too.
He played well, Sunday, but I think on Saturday he had a chance. He shot a 29 back 9.
I think Matt was ready to go to war on the Westy call that he had last week.
Twitter or X was going to explode there with the Matt Vincenze and Westwood comments and everybody going back and forth. So
he didn't get that top 20 like Matt was saying he was going to get. But hey, good sweat.
I'm hoping maybe Lee sees this and, maybe he tells his wife, hey, you know what? You're going to be off the bag one week. I'm going to let Matt take the bag at one of these tournaments here and caddy for me for being my soldier on the X. But, it was tough with those guys. Besides them, Leishman, I think, did he make the cut?
Leishman finished strong. Yeah.
He was up there a little bit, but the guys you want to see.
Start with Jocko.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just becoming a laughing stock now, man. It's
tough. It's tough.
It's a problem.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, people kind of started thinking he was going to maybe take that turn for the better after, what was it, the PGA where he backdoored a top 10 because he shot like a 64 on Sunday or something crazy and got in there. But after that, he didn't do it again, and he's struggled in all the majors. And I don't know, like I expect probably this week he'll go back at LIV UK and maybe blow the field out and win by 10. You know what I mean, or something weird.
It's crazy because have you ever seen a guy that's won 3 times on any tour, Euro Tour, PGA Tour, just completely throw up dud after dud after dud in these majors? That it never happens. They always play well in the majors, and it's like it's definitely something mental, and he's becoming a laughing stock in the world of golf, in my opinion.
Because he's got the tools. I know they talk about his low ball flight, some of that stuff, maybe holding him back on a few things, but he's got everything you need. He's got power, he's got length, he's got distance, he hits his irons, and he can roll the rock when he gets hot with that. And every one of these courses, it's just super bizarre. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it with him. I'd like to see him play better. I liked him when he first came out, when he won at Riviera, when he blew everybody away on the PGA Tour in that one event in the crazy cold and wind. But it's just like you said.
Nothing matters anymore except these majors. No. Doesn't matter how he could win every fucking LIV event. If he sucks ass in these majors, it doesn't fucking matter.
Exactly.
So we already touched on Rahm. Huge disappointment. I think Rahm was the biggest disappointment in my opinion for LIV. Brooks and Reed. I'm not shocked at all about Brooks. Sounding like there's some knee injuries popping back up. From what
I was going to say, I heard that or saw some rumblings on that about that knee being tweaked again and popping back up recently. So, who knows if that's something that's chronic now going forward with him.
Reed had a bad round on Thursday. I don't know. That's about it. Just a bad week overall.
What's wild with Koepka too is, and some of the people that I talked to in the inner circles and those things there, I mean, he would be a guy they want on the Ryder Cup. That's a guy you want out there, but like these guys have told him and what they've said to him is, go out there and prove it, show it. You got to get us a win. You got to show us something out there. You got to win on LIV. You got to perform in the majors. because that's the only times we're seeing you. And to justify that you deserve a spot on this team this year is tough if there's nothing that's out there. But what more would we love to see is Brooks, out there at Bethpage. I mean, that's what you want to see. That's what USA needs, but just can't go with what he's doing right now. The other guy is Cam Smith. I don't know.
I forgot about Cam Smith. Missed the cut in all 4 majors this year.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough. Because I love the guy. I loved him after St. Andrews. I think Matt posted his favorite up and down when he putted it around the pot bunker there on 18.
Yeah, that was an awesome
win. Yeah, but it's another guy. I just don't know. Whether it's off the course, family life, whatever it might be. Just
I know this is an excuse. So he did have a child recently.
Yeah. Yep.
But that's not stopping Scottie Scheffler or anything.
Right.
So.
No, the only thing stopping Scottie's baby is the ground there when he did the baby bop and just went down.
Yeah. Good segue though. Ryder Cup. Want to touch base quick on this. You're from the European side. I mean, you got Fitzy back in the mix, so I think they're going to run it back. I think Rose is going to be on the team. It's looking like 11 of the 12 spots are pretty much set, with that last spot being Nikolai's spot, who's actually playing some pretty good golf. I don't want to touch base too much on them because they're really not that interesting. It's going to be the last spot. I know Sergio's been talking about a spot, but I think he lost it this week. So.
Yeah, like you said, I think it's going to come down to that 11 and 12. Rose and Fitz will be in, and then it's going to be the Hojgaard brothers because Rasmus is starting to play a little bit better too. He's played well recently on the DP. Yeah. He's a stud. He's a big boy. That's a big ballpark at Bethpage. They're definitely going to look hard at him. And then it just boils down to those 11 and 12 spots. If you look at the rankings right now, do you really want to leave off Luddy or Hovland? No, probably not. No. Like you said, they're going to run it back with those guys and probably come down to one of those brothers or something like that. Or if another crazy guy comes up, maybe Marco Penge. He's great.
he bombs it.
He does.
U.S. side, basically probably 7 locks, to be honest with you. You got Scottie, X, Bryson, definitely locks. Those are the top 3.
Yeah.
Spawn, I'm pretty sure, is a lock after the U.S. Open win. JT's got a lock. Henley, lock. And then I'm going to put English in there as a lock.
Yep, I agree.
So that leaves 5 spots. Who are your 5 picks? If the Ryder Cup was this week, who are you taking?
God, I know this is wild right now, but regardless of the form right now, I think you'd still have to take Morikawa.
Okay.
As much as it pains me, I know he's got craziness going on with the media and caddies and all that stuff, but he's got the balls to play in these events and he gets fiery. So he would be one. I think you got to take. I think Keegs has got to put him in as a playing captain. He had another good finish this past week too, and I think he's fiery, gets everybody going there. So that would be 2 there, and then I really think Goddard has played himself onto this team after this week. I think that's key with him too. His game is built for a big ballpark like Bethpage. He bombs it off the tee, and he really showed it. Yeah, local boy, went to Rutgers from that area. He kind of looks like Brooks if you do a double take, with the Nike outfit on and the bigger built and kind of built like a linebacker. But yeah, he bombs the ball, and then he showed it. I mean, his short game is crazy right now, and he won on the big stage. So that's something that we could definitely use. And then I don't know.
Are you taking Cantlay?
What's that?
Are you taking Cantlay?
I was going to say it's going to come down to probably Cantlay, Burns, and then I don't know. Then you got like Griffin, McNeely, Harmon, those guys, Glover, Berger. I mean,
can't take Harmon.
I mean, it's just tough. I mean, you want Cantlay on the team because he's Patty Ice. I mean, we've seen it in the past. We know what he's capable of doing, but there's been nothing there. And his putter and his short game has gone cold, and his irons, he's not struck the ball well this year. And he's not popping in any event. So it's just tough to justify these guys that are not playing well. But he's the type of guy that could get hot, though. Playoffs, you know what I mean? He could run off 1 or 2 of these, and, then he's ready. But we need that. We need guys that are going to be hot coming into this event and playing well with good form, because right now it's shaping up to be a very tall task for us, a monumental task for us to try and, knock these guys out, which I don't know. I mean, it's just tough. And I don't think there's anybody else really that can potentially pop up in these next few weeks.
All right. So as of now, you're taking Goddard up, Keegan, Morikawa. Who are you next to?
I'll go Cantlay and Burns.
Cantlay and Burns. Okay. So no Ben Griffin.
No, I'll leave Ben Griffin off. I don't know. I think it's too big of a stage for him.
Yeah, agree.
What about you on that? What are you thinking?
Definitely Keegan for sure. Yeah. I want them to leave Morikawa and Cantlay home so bad, but there's no way they leave Cantlay home. There's no fucking way, because one, he's the only one that showed any fucking balls in Rome, and him and Xander are probably the best foursome combo that the Ryder Cup's ever seen, at least from the American perspective. I know the Euros have had some good foursome combos, but on America's side, they're definitely our best partnership on the foursome side. And I know X can play with anybody, but that's their foursome record is crazy. Morikawa, I think, is an easier guy to be left off, but there's no way they're going to leave Morikawa off.
Right.
So I think those three. And then I think Scottie will get Burns on the team. Yeah,
I was going to say that relationship, friendship there, and they feed off each other. And if they
I mean, Scottie was a good pairing with Henley last year. He was. President's Cup.
At the President's Cup, yeah.
Goddard up is probably there as of now. I don't think he's a lock, though. I think he needs to continue the form.
Right. And I think that's why you're seeing him stay in the field this week. Because a lot of those guys that finished well over there that didn't really have too much, because he's already locked up the FedEx Cup playoffs. You know what I mean?
Got a lot of guys in the field this week that are on the fringe.
So, so I mean, the top of the board at 3M, especially Goddard up, guy like that, typically winning the Scottish, playing in the Open, playing well, they would take that time to rest up and relax a little bit and skip an event like this. But by him staying in the field, I think that shows you that he's being directed probably to keep playing, or knows that he needs to keep that momentum building for his recent form.
Oh, yeah. Keegan's definitely talking to all these guys.
Yeah.
One guy I would look out for, no one's really talked about him, still is Cam Young.
Yeah. Scam Young, as everybody calls him.
Yeah. I just think he's got just a great fit for the course. And if he can win an event or get hot here, he has been playing okay golf. I think they really would want him on the team. Obviously, he can't warrant a pick right now, but
right. No, I mean, he checks the boxes on everything that you would want to have at Bethpage and then some. I mean, he brings distance off the tee, some of the longest on tour. He can hit the irons. You know, he's got the shot making skills. The only thing that holds him back is the flat stick. But if that gets hot, watch out. We've seen what he can do. But it's just he's a guy. It was like with TGL and stuff. The energy and the emotion. You know, with him, it's very dry.
I know.
So I mean, obviously they can get up for these tournaments and that type of stuff and maybe change some of those things. But you know, that might be something I don't know to look at. But who knows? But I do like Cam Young. I've liked him since he's come out of Wake Forest. I mean, he's been a guy that I cannot believe is not won yet on tour.
Yeah. So you're looking at guys like Griffin, Goddard, McNeely. I'll put Wyndham Clark in there. He's starting to play better.
Oh, that's another one. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I like Wyndham. Yep.
And Burns still on the fringe there.
Yep.
So it's going to be interesting next month for the U.S. team for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is, like you said, a huge stretch. So what better time to be playing, you know, these top golf courses, playoffs, everything's on the line. You get the best of the best playing against one another on tour, and, you know, you get to see what they can bring to the table, which is huge.
Here's a good point here. Let me get your thoughts on this. Big proponent of Keegan playing and calling up Tiger or Phil to captain for him. There's no shot in hell Phil would ever captain this team, although I think it would be a great idea. He should have been the captain at Bethpage, but I don't think there's a chance in hell that this happens. But
no, I don't think so. On that too, there was something that was posted today. I guess Donald agreed to a captain's agreement that would allow Team USA to assign a captain's duties to a vice captain.
Yeah.
If it came up, so that makes sense there too. But no, I don't think those guys will be there. And I do know from a couple people that Tiger will not be in the picture as much as people think he will be.
You think he's on site?
To be honest, no.
Damn.
I don't think so. I really don't. I think he wants to stay out of the limelight, stay out of this right now, and let it kind of be these guys' show, and just not take much from it right now at this moment. From what I've kind of been told and gathered from some people, that's, kind of where it's at. Don't get me wrong. He could show up and he could be the guy. You never know. They could just be bullshitting on all that stuff.
You think he's the captain in Ireland in 2 years?
Could be. If he's back healthy, maybe he's playing on the senior tour by then, and things are different. Yeah, that could happen. The guy you're going to see is MJ. MJ will be there because he's Keegan's boy. Of course. Yeah. But if Phil or somebody like that got a call, I
should make him the captain. That'd be incredible.
Yeah, have MJ out there. That'd be great. They got some wild games down here in West Palm and Jupiter that him and Keegan play at their courses. But yeah, I honestly don't think Tiger's going to be a big part, if any. And I don't see Phil right now, unless something changes going forward with everything, for him being a part of this, this process. So
if Akshay wins this week, would we see him? I think if Akshay wins this week, he's on the radar. I wouldn't say he's a guarantee.
Yes, I think he'd be on the radar. He's a guy that they would look at. Fiery young dude.
I think they definitely were hoping more out of Akshay this year, so he would be on the team. But if he wins, if this was a playoff event, I'd say he probably gets on the team. But at the 3M, probably not.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the 3M. How close? You grew up in Minnesota?
Yeah. I grew up in Minnesota. So actually Eden Prairie. So I was about 30, 40 minutes from this course, this area. It's in Blaine, Minnesota. So actually played it a bunch. TPC Blaine, and then actually where they're playing the Monday qualifier, Victory Links. Played that course as well. Actually a really cool course. And some people say it could be better at some times. But it's a cool area. Great upper Midwest golf. Awesome track, definitely that Parkland style. And, they've done some renovations here recently that have made it a big boy ballpark for the PGA Tour, because it used to be the senior event for those 18 years.
So a lot of water. Is it kind of like a Florida course, do you think? Is that how you describe it?
It's funny you say that. I was looking into this and kind of trying to draw up some comparisons, but some of the guys that have had good comparisons in terms of stats and playability out there have been to down here at PGA, down here which was the Honda for all the years, now the Cognizant. A lot of water, a lot of danger lurking, and you've seen some comparisons to that for sure. But I think it's 15 holes out here at TPC Blaine has water on them or in play.
Yeah,
but it's got some comparisons to that for sure.
And you've played TPC Twin Cities?
Yeah. Yep. I played in a couple events. The fun hole is 18, man. That par 5 is really cool.
Oh man, that shot Grayson hit on. So I had Vegas last year.
Yeah. I remember that.
That shot fucking Grayson hit on 18 when he took on that 3-wood from the woods. I was like, holy fuck, this guy's a psycho.
Yeah. No, it's been wild over the years. Just go back to, what was it, when Morikawa, DeChambeau, and Wolf all got there in 2 on 18, and was it Wolf that made the eagle, or Bryson somebody made one, and then they threw one on top of them, and then they won by 1. I think it was when Wolf won when he first came out. It's a really cool course. They've definitely done some cool stuff to it. It's built, I would say, for bombers. I think especially this week, we'll touch base on some of the weather and some of that playing conditions. But it was kind of weird. You had Michael Thompson a couple years ago, a shorter plotter hitter that got through on it. But the other guys that have been up there before, you've seen Champs, Finaus, even Grazerman last year. Grazerman motors it pretty good too. So
yeah, Vegas.
Yep, Vegas does too. But it's a mix of all cool stuff. It's got.
I do think it's a bomber's course, but I don't think you have to be a bomber to win.
No.
That might be different because of all the weather, all the rain they've gotten this week or about to get. Just a little bit on the course. Arnold Palmer design. around 7,400 yards, a little over par 71. Very flat, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's not too much to it. You're not getting too much craziness in terms of undulation and all that type of stuff.
Yep. Bent grass greens. Fairways are pretty easy to hit. And then water comes into play. Is it 13 or 15 of the holes?
I think it's like 15 of the holes. They've got
so 13 water hazards. It comes into play on 15 holes. Obviously in Minnesota, looking at a lot of like guys that perform well in the Midwest, a lot of similarities to, or I wouldn't say core similarities, but a lot of guys that have played the Rocket have also played here well, just looking at it.
Yep.
And I don't know if that's just time of year, bent grass, that type of stuff, and they're playing it back to back. So guys are coming in with hot form. So that could be something. I think if one was played at 2 months prior, I don't think you'd see as many similarities, in my opinion. But past winners, you got Johnny Vegas last year, Lee Hodges in 2023, Tony Finau 2022, Cam Champ 2021. Hit that one. That was 100-1. Michael Thompson 2020, and then Matt Wolf, as you said, beat Morikawa and Bryson in 2019. So looking at, Wolf bomber, Champ bomber, Finau bomber. I'm not really that familiar with Hodges, but I think he hits it pretty far. I know he's a ball striker. And then Vegas, Grayson, bombers. So I'm looking at off the tee stuff and approach. I think that's just what you got to look for.
Yeah, definitely. And the one other little tidbit from the course, and just knowing from it too, is I think I saw the stat. It's actually ranked the 8th toughest scrambling test on tour, and that's just because of a lot of runoffs from the greens. They've got a lot of areas that run off there, some deep bunkers that could be tricky, and some tightly mowed areas around the greens because along with the water hazards and, the risk reward on that stuff, they've got a lot of holes that you can really go after. Drivable par 4s, stuff you can run up on. Par 5s are I think, all reachable, but they give you that risk reward of getting up towards the greens. And, some of that does come into play with some creativity around the greens, I think, too, at this course.
Yeah. Anything else on the course?
I think that's about it.
What do you got for me on weather?
Big weather guy over here, especially living in South Florida too. But talked to some of the boys back home this morning, and they had some big storms roll through this morning. I know you and I were touching on this a little bit earlier too. Another chance here later this afternoon on some strong storms, but then rain and thunderstorm chances remain pretty high, unfortunately, as we lead up to the event, up until it looks like what could be Thursday morning, and then possibly drying out. And then more summer-like conditions, back up into the upper 80s, maybe some low 90s by the weekend, drier. Course should dry out by Saturday, Sunday. But
looking at a couple inches of rain over the next few days.
Yeah, definitely. Today especially, that was a pretty big line that pushed through. And, some of these storms can drop some pretty heavy rainfall relatively fast. So if we see that here the next 3 days, course can play very soft.
So I think we're looking at a birdie fest. I think we're going to be in I think because of the wetness, we're going to – most of the times we're in the high teens. I think we're going to get into the 23, 24 range this week.
Yep. Wait, we're spot on. I had that written down. We had 12 to 13 majors. We started the show with the same shirt. Now we have 23 and 24 for the winning score. We're 3 for 3 on this. Let's go. First time. I was going to say the same thing. So
is this where the 20? I don't think they're coming to Twin Cities. They're going to Hazeltine, right?
Now Hazeltine, Hazeltine I grew up playing on too, and that's a really cool course. But if they go to TPC Blaine, hell yeah, we might as well just take this tapping in for a live broadcast there.
Hell yeah, Matt can get us passes.
Yeah, Matt will get us passes. Yep.
All right. I also looked into how the Open has been played there, or this has been played after the Open the last 3 years.
Yes.
4 years, sorry. Went back and checked it out. When Champ won, he didn't play the Open. Louis, who came in second, was third at the Open.
Boy, that's weird. Louis.
Charles didn't. Yeah, it is weird, right? Charles didn't play the Open, and Vegas didn't play the Open. Those guys all finished T2. When Finau won, he finished 28th at the Open. Sungjae finished second. He finished 81st at the Open, and Grillo finished second or third. He missed the cut at the Open. When Hodges won, he missed the cut at the Open, and Poston, who finished second, was 41st at the Open. And then last year, neither Vegas nor Grayson played the Open. So the only one that had real success at the Open was Louis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know what we take from that because Louis is just a strange guy in general.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So guys that are looking at, you're looking at Wyndham Clark there. And
yeah, up top. I mean, what I was thinking is, some of these guys, it's a little different this year, I think, the way the schedule falls and the way it's set up, and how some of these guys, what they're all playing for, and the extra motivation I think is there for this event, which helps the event be successful and a lot. And like we were talking with some of the weather, if they don't play today, if there's storms tomorrow, that means guys are not getting out and practicing today. They're not playing the course. So any of these guys that were jet setting across the pond coming back, they get in late last night, this morning, today, or whatever. They rest up, they get their bodies acclimated. They're not too far behind other than the body, adjusting to time again.
So you're saying that kind of helps them that the rain is here.
It could, yeah. You never know. I mean, it could with something like that, as opposed to where the course could be in perfect condition and the guys have been playing, out there practicing.
That makes sense.
So that could be something. That could be an angle, but
I mean, you're looking at some guys that finished well at the Open that are in the field. You got Goddard up third, Haotong's in the field, you're fourth, Clark fourth. Ricky Fowler finished 14th. He stormed on
sneaky.
Shout out Ricky, huh? What a week from him.
So I read he recorded the most birdies out of the entire field, 21 at the Open.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Typical Ricky, can't avoid the mistake.
How about if he gets hot and rattles off like one or two here in the next month? Does he get into consideration then? Because they all love him, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'd be licking my chops if I was Europe, if that was the case.
Yeah, Ricky. I mean, the ups and downs of that. But yeah, you just never know with a guy like that. But, he's sneaky, like you said.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else on the course before we get into the odds board?
No, I think that's about it. So,
okay. We'll go to DraftKings here. Let me pull it up quick.
Speaking of DraftKings, I had the most brutal week, obviously, at the Open. So I think I lost everything. I'll be entering all the 25-cent and $1 games on DraftKings this week for my rosters coming off the Open week. So
I haven't been big into DFS this year as I have in the past. So
in the past,
I need a reset after the season and went a little heavy on bets. All right, top of the board, you got your favorites: Sam Burns 16-1, Chris Goddard up 18-1, Mav McNeely 18-1. Those are the three guys under 25. I could see all three of these guys winning. I don't have interest in betting them at the current odds. Of the three, I think I lean Burns. I think.
Yeah.
How about you?
It would be between Burns and Goddard up there, but
all three have motivation.
Yeah, they all have the motivation, exactly, because they're all playing for Ryder Cup. But like you said, you hit it on the head. All three of these guys would not shock if any of them are up top there on Sunday, or even if all three of them were up top on Sunday.
Yeah, McNeely was third last year. Burns 12th. He's got a seventh here too. Bent, I mean, obviously, almost won the Canadian Open, another bent course recently. But I'm going to pass on them. All three.
I think up top I would be the same there too. It'd just be tough to get to some of those numbers right now.
So, and then there's only one guy in the 20s, and that's Wyndham Clark, 25. Opened in 2019 with a fifth here, and then since then miscut 38th. Coming off two really strong weeks across the pond at the Scottish. What did he finish at the Scottish? Somewhere high, I think. Top 10 maybe. He was in the final group, right, with Rory and Goddard up. I think he had a bad Sunday.
Yeah, I think he had a bad Sunday.
And then he finished T4 backdoor T4 at the Open. So good form coming in. Another guy highly motivated to try to get his Ryder Cup spot back. So 25-1. Had a lot of discussions with Matt on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I like him there, as they call him, the blow pig. That's what some of the guys like calling him that. But yeah, like you said, the extra motivations there, coming off two good events there, and then also too, I mean, you kind of heard yesterday, Kisner kind of went to bat for him, about the whole Oakmont thing. So I don't know, do you draw some correlation there? Do you think there's some conversation obviously amongst the team and the group? You never know on those things, but seeing some of that and that coming out in public, that could be some more stuff to further push you towards, going with someone like that.
He's on my short list. I'm not positive. I don't know.
Yeah. And I mean, he could, that number could get cut a little bit too still coming up. He might get hit a few times here Monday, Tuesday. He could be even shorter here by, Tuesday, Wednesday. So
you like him? You like the number to bet?
I do. I like him.
Did you bet him?
I will bet him. Yes.
Yeah, I like it. I'm not a Wyndham Clark guy, but that doesn't mean I won't bet him. I could hate somebody and bet him.
I text Matt yesterday afternoon. I'm like, God, what? I said the blow pig's on my radar. I said, is Blake gonna like that first show tomorrow when I go tossing out about Wyndham Clark? And he just gave me the ha, and I was like,
he's been tossing Wyndham Clark out to me all day.
Good, yeah, perfect. I like it. I think he's, and he gets a win here. I think that could solidify. Don't you? Don't you think that would
probably? Yeah.
Get him?
I think he wins at. Yeah. He goes
11. He goes 11 at Genesis, 4 at the Open. If he wins the 3M. Then he's going into the playoffs as a what, top 10, top 5 guy probably with points. He's playing all the events there, so he's going to be, fresh and all that stuff. I like it. I like it up top there.
Yeah. Okay, he's on my short list. Thinking about it. 30. You got Siwoo, Pendrith, Grayserman. They're all 30. 35. Ricky. I don't really understand why Ricky's 35. Could have been 55 or 65, in my opinion. Then Finau and Dave Thompson. So I bet Dave Thompson last night when it opened at 50-1.
That's good. I like that. Yep.
Now it's down to 35. I was shocked it was 50-1. I mean, he's won in this area, in this Midwest region. Obviously won the Deer last year, and finished second at the Rocket the week before last year. Playing good golf of late. I don't know. I just got a gut feel Dave Thompson's going to win this week.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's played well in the Midwest, like you said, correlating courses. And if you want to tie in the Open stuff, he missed the cut there. He's probably back stateside. He was probably there, Saturday, Sunday, that type of stuff. And, he's probably been at Minnesota there for a few days now, so that could be a very big correlating thing with his play and that pick this week for him. Oh, I think we lost Blake.
Sorry, lost.
Oh, he's back. Yeah, no, I was just saying.
Bad connection.
Yeah, no, that's all good, all good. Yeah, I was just saying, with him missing the cut there, it could be correlating like we talked on, where he got back to the States here over the weekend, adjust back, Midwest golf. He fits the course build. He can bomb it off the tee, sharp irons when he's hot, and if he gets that putter rolling, we've seen what he can do, and he's gone very low at those courses in the Midwest.
Correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of shots for these guys come in 175, 200-ish range.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It's a little bit longer, like you said. Yeah, I think 7,400, 7,500. So yeah, you're going to see a lot more proximity from further back on these iron shots. And
yeah, I think he's. I know he's first in 150 to 175, and I think he was top 10. I think in 175, 200. So.
Gotcha.
I got a good feel on Dave Thompson this week, and I thought 50 was an insane number. And now it's 35. I would bet the 35 too.
Yeah, I'm seeing on Hard Rock down here for us. Yeah, he's down to 40. So they're definitely
love
hitting
it.
that. Yep.
Any other guys in that range that I said?
Grazerman would be one to look at, I think.
Yep.
I like him, not just because of, finishing there last year and where he's been, but I think he's knocking on the door. Obviously, we saw it a couple of weeks ago with Potty when they were in that playoff. But
killed me. I was on him.
Yeah, Grazerman's got game.
He can putt.
Yeah, sneaky long. He's got that little move where he gets that little like pause and then he fires. Because he was bombing it out there with some of those guys pretty good that tournament. Not obviously out to where Aldrich was, but he was getting out there pretty good. And then, like you said, he can roll the rock. That's the big thing.
Yep.
Yeah, so he would be a short list guy.
Yeah, I'm not feeling. I really, really thought he was going to win the Rocket. I was going into the week. I was like, Grayson's winning this. I don't really like this number. It's 35-1, 40-1. I can't stomach it, but I'm just betting it because I really feel like I haven't. How I feel about Dave Thompson is how I felt about Grayson at the Rocket, and he's now 28-30-1. I'm probably going to pass on Grayson, but I see why people would bet him.
Yep. Okay.
Finau's an interesting one. I know he's been playing like trash, but he did show some life at the Open. His history here is out of this world. 3rd, 28th, 1st, 7th, 12th.
Yeah,
he has to like this course because he comes back every single year.
Exactly. I don't know what to think about him. Did you see some of the putting stuff he was doing on the putting green and like all the new like setups and everything he had going and his grips and everything over at the Open? He has like all these crazy things going on. He's just on the greens is so messed up, but
yeah,
aren't we all? But yeah, he likes this course. Obviously, he likes coming back here and he plays it well. So, just off that and previous history, you got to figure he's a guy that you would probably want to look at. And he had a good finish.
Tony just needs to rip the Band-Aid off and go to LIV.
Yeah, I know.
It's time.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on there. He's got all his stuff going on in Utah. He owes money. Yeah. He's got 10 kids. His Drace is going to be the next kid. He's going to be out there on the Corn Ferry probably in 2 years. And the biggest dude out there is kid. That kid's balling out in Utah. But yeah, I know it's interesting with him. But he's a crapshoot every week. But I could see people leaning towards him and looking at his play.
Okay. Next two guys, I'm very interested. Next three guys here at 40. Thor, my guy Thor, Massachusetts guy, 40-1. I have to bet Thor.
I love young Thor, as you always put it.
Yeah, I just have to. I feel like his best weapon is the driver, and he's the best driver in this field right now, I think.
And he looks to be healthy too off that wrist injury for a little bit there. He came back strong. Tough to take anything from the ISCO. I was kind of caught off guard there because it was a different course. I thought it was going to be one of the same ones they've played or the previous one.
That was a tough course.
That course ate those guys' asses. I mean, it was crazy. It was tough. There were some big numbers out there, and to see a cut line that was, relative to par like that at a secondary event, where more times than not you'll see the tour set those up where those winning scores are 24, 26, whatever it might be.
Those greens were firm as shit too.
He had to grind his way and get into the weekend, so that was good to see there. But yeah, I'd hate to be not on Thor. And
I don't know why he didn't play the CUDA last week. I've been saying it, Thor at the CUDA, but I think it's young Thor at the TPC Twin Cities, baby.
Exactly. No, I like Thor this week though. It's not when, it's if, he's going to, or if, when, I don't even know. I can't even think what I'm saying, but yeah, he's going to be doing that soon. So I definitely like him this week on that pick.
All right. Thor. I'm definitely betting Thor. I can't.
Yep.
It'd be a FOMO pick, even if I didn't like him. So
exactly.
Other two guys I'm looking at, Jake Knapp.
Yep.
And Kitayama. Don't love the Kitayama number, but he's playing some really, really good golf. I think he was 6th here last year. Jake Knapp, 40-1. I mean, good at the Scottish. And he was almost got in that playoff at the 3M or the Rocket.
Yep. Yeah, I that's why I had circled in this range was Knapp for sure. He's playing some really good golf, fits the bill for this course. He was just a shot or two from making the Open. You know, he was outside of the qualifying. It was Goddard, Hojgaard, and Schmid that got in. I think it was if he bogeyed one of the last holes or whatever it was where he finished. He was super close. And here's an interesting tidbit too: is a guy like Jake Knapp, his name being thrown out there for potential Ryder Cup just because of who he is, like the way he carries himself, the way his game is, you know, what he's got, what he brings to the table. He's just that cool swagger.
Crowd definitely get behind him.
Exactly. They like him. You know, he's sharp looking dude. He's jacked. His girlfriend's got a sweet account on Twitter. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like a burner account. Just goes at everybody. But he's a guy that, you know, like I said, from some people that I talked to, that he's on the radar if he plays well. And he's a guy that, I mean, we've seen it like a TPC, you know, the Honda down here. He can go crazy nuclear and just go scuba any round and shoot 59, 60, 61, 62. So if the conditions, like we've talked, going to be soft.
He shot 59 at Concourse Honda there, right?
Yep. Yeah. So the conditions are like we talked, you know, with the weather, soft, got to have some length. He's a guy that could go out there and just blitz the field. The only thing that scares me with him is just finishing. We've seen it. He gets a little shaky, I think.
Yep, I agree. But this is something he can win.
Yeah. So
I also feel like there's kind of a Mexico comp to this place too.
Yeah. Yep. Water.
A lot of winners. You got Finau. Champ plays Mexico great. I think Vegas does too.
Yep.
So obviously Knapp won Mexico.
Yeah.
I like Knapp. I don't think there's any way I don't bet Knapp this week.
Yep. I like Knapp a lot, and like I said, I think he's due to pick another one off here coming up. There's one other guy in that range that I kind of like.
Is it Akshay?
Soldier Boy. Kevin
Sanjay?
Yu. Kevin Yu.
Kevin Yu. Oh, I thought he's in 50.
Or he's in 50. Okay. Hard Rock has him down to 40 right now, what I'm looking at. But that's another guy in that range that I like.
All right. So you like Kevin Yu. I'm not a Yu guy. Not that I'm not a Yu guy. It's just I don't bet him ever.
Yeah.
I could be talked into Kevin Yu. Give me the Kevin Yu.
I just think with his ball striking, he's one of the, you know, guys don't see this, but he's one of the longest guys on tour.
Where did he win?
He won. What was that?
Sanderson, right?
Was it Sanderson? Yes, I think it was.
All right, so we're getting close.
Yeah, so Kevin Yu on that. Let's see, the Sanderson.
Yes, Minnesota, Mississippi, not that close, but
yeah, you know, we're in there. But before that, though, you know, he played the Open. Obviously, he didn't make the cut. First round was tough. Came back with a 66 in the second round. You know, that's a good play in there. But before that, Genesis 34, John Deere 21, Travelers 25, RBC Canadian 3. You know, and then before that, he threw a few more top 20s in there as well this season. One of the best ball strikers, I think, out there. One of the, you know, with his game there, it's just a matter of the flat stick. He's probably one of the worst with the flat stick. And if that's not going, you know, it doesn't matter how close you are to the hole. But he's just a guy that I've kind of been drawn to recently.
Damn, he striped it here in 2023, but he lost 6 putting.
Exactly. So, and we know he's won. You know, he's got the capability to do that. So that was just a guy that stood out to me. And, you know, maybe with the miscut correlation, you know, back to the States early, gets to the course, that type of stuff there. But I'm already seeing it on Hard Rock. He's already getting hit down to 40. So I'm sure guys are hitting.
That's crazy. People just love betting you.
I just love Soldier Boy. I should start playing that right. I should start playing it right now. But that's I'm going to be on you. I like you.
Okay.
That was one guy in there that I was drawn to right away, but he's already getting hit, like I said, on Hard Rock down here in Florida. So, you know, we'll see on that.
This guy Dickie wants me to get on it. He said he bet it last night on a gummy.
He bet you on a gummy?
60-1.
Perfect. See, there we go.
All right, so he's 50-1 on DraftKings. Wasn't on my radar just because the putter just scares the shit out of me, man.
Yeah.
The one guy I was looking at, I don't know if I'm going to pull or not, is Akshay. I watched a lot of him. He played with Rahm on Sunday, so he was featured. He was fucking striping it.
Was he? Okay. I didn't see anything of him over at the Open, so I didn't really follow too much of him. But he made the cut. I mean,
yeah, and he gained 8 strokes on approach at the Rocket. He hasn't been putting good at all. He finished 30th at the Open. I mean, irons have been great. It's around the green and putting with him, at least recently. What do you do at the Open statistics?
He's been hit hard on Hard Rock. He's already up to 30.
Jesus. Yeah, he was over 2 on approach. Let's see what he did round 4. Because round 4 he gained 1.77 on approach just in round 4. I knew I saw it. I was like, this guy is fucking lost 2.3 putting in round 4 alone.
Which is interesting because that was holding him back to begin with. Then he found he went to the broomstick and he found that stroke and he started stroking it really well. And he was one of the better putters on tour there for a while on a stretch. And then now it's kind of reverted back to what he was battling there before he got those couple of W's. But yeah, that's a decent number there. I mean, like I said, it's getting hit down here. So I can see, people are probably saw that 50 or 45 or whatever it was there to start.
Yeah. So I'm looking at him. I don't know yet. I can't figure him out. I want to be on Akshay. I want to. Anything on Homa?
I can't figure him out.
I sprinkled Homa last week at the Cuda. He got
I had him in DraftKings too, and then he went out Sunday and started off the round like double bogey, but he had -8 points through like 5 holes. I'm like, what the fuck's going on right now?
The Cuda was weird, man. I had Champ and Homa and Bo Hostler. Hostler
threw. Yeah.
He finished 4th. Champ starts off great round 1, 13 points. Round 2, he opens bogey, triple, bogey. I'm like, he's got like -6 points in the first fucking 4 holes.
Yeah, it was so bizarre. Some of those guys, they were up there high early, and then I was kicking myself for not taking Champ in DraftKings. And then after the first round, I'm like, well, shit, he's going to run away with this. And then all of a sudden I look back and I'm like, well, where is he? And I see the MC. I'm like, holy shit, what just happened there?
And then Homa, awful in round 1, 65 and 2 and 3, and then awful yesterday.
Yeah, Homa's it sucks to see. I like Homa. I'm a Homa fan. I miss him on Twitter and stuff when he was in social media when he roasted everybody.
Yeah.
But did you see that story about Colton Oast and Homa the other day?
No.
So my dad's got some friends that are out there in Costa Verde out in California and stuff. And I guess Nost and Homa went to that course or something. They were out there and went and played a couple of members, whatever. And Homa and Nost were like 3 down with their balls for the first 4 holes, and we're down 4 or 3 in the match.
Wow.
I guess it got a little testy there later on or something, and I don't think Homa was too excited or something.
Wow.
I don't know. Yeah, something funny like that. But it's always funny to hear those little tidbits.
Yeah, I can't figure Homa out. I know he was involved at the Deer.
Yeah.
He just, I don't know. All right, 50 plus. I mean, you got Champ at 50. Speaking of Thor, you got Luke Clanton at 50. Seems like a good fit. I just don't think Clanton's playing well at the moment. Rico Hoey, 55. Sahith, after his comeback at the Open, 60. Any guys in the 60 range? Vegas, 60. Defending champ. Hao Tong, 60. You got the Gim Reaper, 70.
Yeah, I really like Clanton, but like you said, I think his putter's gone a little bit cold here recently, and that's been hurting him. His ball striking numbers are unreal. I think he can hit it with the best of them out there on tour already at that age.
He's chasing distance though, man.
I think he is a little bit, yeah.
I feel like
he was so hot when he came out on tour there. He was finishing high up. But recently he's just been a little bit, hit or miss. But this is a course where he could pop. You know what I mean? He hasn't been he hasn't been on the radar here the past couple of weeks. You never know what he's been getting into, what he's been working on, whatever he might find. That's a guy that's definitely going to be on a short list in that range there. A couple of guys that I see on Rico Hoey. He's been playing really good golf. He
was up there at the CUDA.
He was, yeah. I think he finished second. Double earrings, cool shades, just looks
Puerto
like
Rican.
it just looks like a G out there. Hoey. He's a guy who can get hot anytime. There's a lot of guys in that 60, 70, 50 range, 50, 60, 70 range that, just they catch your eye. I just don't know if I can get to them.
Yeah, I think I'm swimming in this 35 to 50 range. And then I got one bomb.
I've got a few. Yeah, I got a couple long shots. There's a few guys in that like 60, 70, 80. Let me see here on some of my notes.
Before you get to that, answer this question. I don't think this is a good Harbor Town comp, right?
No.
Yeah, Harbor Town, you got to take less than driver a lot.
Harbor Town, you take driver out of your hand. I played at Harbor Town personally, and those courses there. Yeah, you take driver, threw it out of your hand. You're hitting irons all day. Out here, you got to hit. You're going to hit the big boy.
How'd you like Harbor Town?
Harbor Town was fun. Yeah, cool course. I mean, it's just you're in a whole other world up there. You don't feel like you're in the Southeast by the water. It's wooded. It's got the cool vibes and feel, and it's just bustling. I mean, there's a ton of people out there. Everybody's outside having a good time. I actually had a funny story. I was on one of the holes, and remember Mike Nugent in the NFL, the kicker?
Yep, Bengals.
He caught us. I don't know. He was out there partying or something like that, and he ran out to the tee box and he bet us $50 who could hit it the furthest. I took him down, but he's like, "All right, hold on one sec, boys. I'll be back." And he comes back out with like a 12er of Coors Lights and some other stuff. Yeah, so he's got a house down there, but it was cool. We did a buddy cup. My boys back home from Minnesota. We had 16 of us that stayed on site.
Nice.
And yeah, cool. That 18th hole is just iconic.
Yeah.
Can't beat it, but definitely not. I don't think a course comp. It's nowhere near with the distance and everything like that. So, but the guy that I was looking at is let's see here, two guys potentially. Fishburne, but I can never get on him. He's playing well. He's playing well. I just don't think he can close. He's been playing well here the past couple weeks. He popped, and then a guy that fits the course that we don't have much on is Jesper Svensson.
Second time I've heard this name, and I've been thinking about it. He fucking striped it Sunday.
He striped it, bombs the ball, big hitter. I watched him here at the Honda. Just goes at his own, at his own pace. He can roll the rock pretty good. Was a solid DP guy. Was one of the better players last year and the year before. Super young, coming up. Won last year. Got his card. Has just, found his way throughout this year, being first on tour this year, with his, first time having his card and stuff. But he finished T16 at the Open, looked really good. Ball striking was good. And I just think this could be a course where he could potentially pop at.
I don't hate it. Yeah, 66, right? Around
yeah,
there.
He's 60 on mine in Hard Rock. So he's definitely being looked at.
I got to look into him. I want to see if he can actually make enough putts to get to 23 under. That worries me.
Yeah. Other than that, Houghton, I don't know. I don't know about Houghton. I love the guy.
No.
But I just don't. I mean, I would love it if he came out and just blitzed the field and just threw up numbers and was laughing everywhere and going crazy. It would be awesome.
No, definitely not Houghton. I understand. It would be cool, but definitely not Houghton.
The other guy that caught my eye, he's been crushing it on the Corn Ferry, is Pearson Coody.
I know, but didn't he have another miscut last week?
He made the cut at the Barracuda.
He did? Okay.
So if you go back on his stats, he had the bad round. He had a 79 at the John Deere the first round.
Yeah, he was like 40-1.
He was.
Bizarre.
So he's gone. So alone since the PGA, so Corrales, Punta Cana, 31st, Byron Nelson, 25th, and then Corn Ferry, 25th, Charles Schwab, 16th, UNC Health, Corn Ferry, 12, BMW, 2, this was 6-5, Blue Cross, Blue Shield of Kansas, Wichita, Corn Ferry, on June 19th, third. Memorial Health at Ohio State, Corn Ferry, 626, seventh. Then he went to the Deer, missed the cut. Then he went back and played the Ascendant in Colorado, finished fourth, and then finished 57th at the Barracuda. I mean, those are crazy good finishes.
That stretch, that Corn Ferry stretch, a lot of those courses are Midwest courses, right?
So you had Wichita. I think the BMW Charity is Midwest again. It might be KC or Missouri and somewhere in that area. Memorial Health would put you in, I think, is that there was like a Tennessee course or a Kentucky course.
Okay.
The Ascendant was the only one that was altitude, which I thought he would play better at Barracuda because the Ascendant was like at 8,000 feet in Colorado. But he's another guy that would potentially be a look at. I just don't know if I can stomach him again with playing him like I did in the DraftKings. And I had a really good one at the John Deere, and he was my only guy that shot me in the foot. And I was very angry that entire weekend.
Yeah. I was looking at Putnam.
He's been popping. Yep.
Played good at the Rocket. Can roll the rock. Whether he can win or not, I'm not sure. And Woodland a little bit. What's the deal with Gary?
Yeah, man, I would love to see my boy Gary get the W.
I know you guys are big Gary guys.
Yeah, big Gary guys down here. He's our boy. It's been good meeting those boys. But
what are they saying about him?
If he puts, it's great to see. I mean, first and foremost, great to see he's healthy. You know, that's the key thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, all that he's been through and everything that has been documented and chronicled. I mean, it's crazy what he's come back from, but he just has to get that short game, that putter. I know he's been tinkering. There's been some lab stuff, some Cameron stuff, all those things. If he just gets that going, we saw it at Houston. You know, he can go low, he can score, he can play at the best of them, and he's still, you know, he's popping 190 ball speed. He's ripping the ball off the tee. It's just, you know, we can't get 4 rounds. That's the key thing. If he's able to put all 4 together, and this course here, he's been up there. He's fared, I think, decently in the past. You know, minus the year he was going through some stuff, but yeah, I mean, if that happens,
he finished 11th once.
Yeah, yep. You know, if that happens, maybe I get the invite back. The Gary Woodland the best of luck from Jimmy down in Florida.
I would love to see it. I don't think I can bet Gary. He can't. Putter's just ice.
Yeah, it's big for him though. I mean, he's got
sure.
he's running low on stuff here. So if he has another good finish, maybe he can creep in. I know he's right on the bubble for the FedEx. You know, and then he's got the Ryder Cup stuff coming up too. So that's
vice
big
captain.
for him, vice captain. Yeah. So the other guy I had circled is EVR, and just because
Minnesota.
Went to U of M. Wife's from there. You know, he's got the background story with his ex-college roommate, John Trasmar, you know, who unfortunately passed away due to cancer, which was terrible. But I actually played against him back in the day.
Did you?
Yeah, he was Blue Earth County. Yeah, I mean, we all said it back in the day. Whenever we saw his name on any of those leaderboards or any of the events that we were playing in the player entry field and the list and all that, we were like, oh, shit, here we go. Like, you know, he's going to be the guy. So that was pretty sad to see with, you know, what he had all in front of him, you know, as a potential bright future.
Yeah. Yeah, it was awful. That was awful.
But yeah,
I never get EVR right, man. I bet on him the Rocket. And he just started off so slow. I can't get him right.
Yeah.
Like every time I get him, he's always like 4 over through like 8 holes. It drives me crazy. And why does he suck here?
I don't know. I don't know if it's pressure from playing back in Minnesota. You would think he'd pop here.
How close is Minnesota from here?
The university is 30 minutes. It's downtown. Minneapolis, right there. Les Bolstead is the U of M course. They're still playing it, which is right in that area too.
He gets a lot of people watching him.
Yeah. He'll get a lot because his wife, I think their family is from Minnesota originally.
Oh, okay, that's got to be it then.
So, but yeah, it's tough. I mean, I've been drawn to EVR just because of his sick ass outfits. I love the joggers.
I love joggers.
The joggers are. That's the next thing Let's Go needs to come out with.
Oh yeah, get those things going.
Those are fire. I like him on EVR. So that's one of the good looks that I like on him. But he's another guy. Like before, like you said, it's either start off a little bit slow and then you saw the 4 through 8 or whatever it was at the Rocket, but then all of a sudden too, you could turn on the TV and he's 9 under through 11 round one. It's like,
I know.
He's like Keith Mitchell, where they just go out there and do that in the first round, but he's another guy to potentially look at possibly there.
Yeah, I looked into him. Of course, history worries me, and I think it's definitely the home cooking stuff. Guy I bet was $120 last night. I was shocked by this number. It was Chris Kirk.
Yeah, Kirky.
I bet him at 120, just blind bet it. I was like, I don't know. He almost won. He was in that playoff at the Rocket. He can drill a lot of putts. Why is he 120? Like, why isn't he just 60 to 1? I would have just passed on him. But 120, I mean, for a guy that I know can win a golf tournament, I thought it was an incredible number.
Yeah, that's a really good number. I'm looking at that now. That's pretty wild.
Look at the guys next to him. Like, looking at Hayden Springer, Pat Rogers.
I like Hayden Springer.
Yeah, I mean, he bombs it, but we have no evidence he can actually win a golf tournament. Chris Kirk's won like 6 times. And he's been played well in the Midwest 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, coming off a missed cut at the Open, I mean, that's the only thing really there. Yeah, and he can – we all know he can roll the rock. So that number there, I don't see any problem with it. That's worth a shot in the dark, at him at 120, because there's been times where we've bet Chris Kirk when he's been 40, 50, 60 to 1,
After the Rocket, I bet him again at the Deer at 40 to 1.
Yeah. So I can definitely see that.
I just don't understand why it jumped from 40 at the Deer to $120 now. I feel like that slow progression, it should have just bumped to like 65, 70, not 120.
Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe that's a little angle that you found here, and that could be a good one to hit. But I don't see anything wrong with Chris Kirk at that number.
Yeah, that was the only long shot I was that interested in. Do you have any guys?
There's three or four guys I jotted down here. Max McGreevy.
Okay.
I always go to him. We actually know him personally. My dad knows his uncle, so they all play golf in that family. But he's popped some courses. He played well. He finished well on Sunday at the Barracuda. So that was good to see there. And I just think, he's part of that whole crew that's been out of Oklahoma State, all those good golfers, boys with Scottie, you know what I mean? So,
yep.
One of these days he's going to rip one off. You know what I mean? It's just, it's inevitable, I think, with him, with one of these tournaments here. Another guy is Will Gordon, bomber.
Okay.
He's played well as of recent, couple good finishes, top 30s, top 20s. And he's played here in the past. I don't remember what he finished, but remember when he came on, burst onto the scene with a T2 at the Travelers back? Yeah, I was actually on him in DraftKings that week as he was like 6,100 or something crazy coming out of Vanderbilt. But he popped there and then got a lot of publicity there in Minnesota. Not sure he finished there. I know he's gone through some ups and downs, but he's another guy who hits the ball and just rips it. And if he avoids the big number, he could potentially be there. And then let's see, two other guys. Gordon Sargent, he's actually playing pretty decent. Coming off,
these guys can win.
No, I don't think Gordon Sargent can win.
Yeah.
No. Two guys at the bottom that I had circled that could potentially make it up. Thomas Rosenmuller.
Okay, I've seen him on leaderboards lately.
Yep. He's another guy. I actually think he could pop off in one of these tournaments and win one. He's been playing well. And then if you want to go a super bomb, the teammate of Jackson Coyven, Brendan Valdez. That kid came out of college. He just finished third last week, I think, at the Corn Ferry, made the cut at the Deer, I think it was, or ISCO, one of the two. Super long shot punt, but that's a guy that's up and coming that I think you could see, maybe for a prop bet or something like that.
What is he?
He is way down. Yep. So that could be a prop bet. I'm digging deep. I'm going way down. I did a lot of homework here for you.
What about that David Ford guy?
David Ford's very, very coveted amateur. There's a couple of these young guys out here that Preston Stout, he's crept up. Guys are taking him. I see them betting on him. Brendan Valdez, David Ford. You want to take Tim Herron's kid, Carson Herron?
Is that Tim Herron's kid?
Yeah. Yep.
I remember Tim Herron back in the day. Big boy.
I would love to see Lasasso do something. I love the 4 3/8 shorts that he wears at the practice round.
He's got those thighs pumping.
He's got bigger quads maybe than Kitayama is what they say. So
yeah. Yeah, I don't know if any of these amateurs can win though. That's the problem.
No. You know what's crazy is seeing Dunlop down there.
I was just looking at him. 11th at the Deer. His driving is just so horrific.
It's so tough. It's tough to see.
I don't understand how it can be that bad, like for that long.
Kid goes
not practice at it, like
I don't know. I mean, it's tough to watch. I mean, I was watching him at the CUDA and he was missing all over the map with the big stick, and it's just his ball striking from the fairway in is fine.
Did he miss the cut there?
I believe so. Let me see.
Yeah, I mean, he gained 11 strokes putting at the Deer. But he did stripe it well.
78-69 at the Barracuda, missed the cut. It's crazy. 2 wins before 21 and has lost the driver's swing.
I know. It cost me a win. I had Burns last year when he won as an amateur.
At the Amex?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was hoping that we would open today's show with cash that motherfucking ticket. Let's go.
No, that was my worst week and probably all year.
Well, hopefully we get a few more here. I mean, some of those guys we listed, though, I do like up top. You know, I think once you finalize that card there, those are some really good options, and I think they're going to sit pretty good here this week for you. So
yeah, so I'm going Dave Thompson.
Okay.
I'm going Jake Knapp. I'm definitely going Thor. Those 3 are definitely being bet.
Okay.
I bet Chris Kirk 120. Still, I'm not ruling out Clark. I'm not ruling out Akshay.
Yep.
I'm not ruling out Kitayama. I want to see where that number goes. It's tough to bet Kitayama at 40-1.
He's such tough. It's very hard to pinpoint him. I mean, he's got all the talent in the world. We've seen him. He won Bay Hill. I mean, in some of the toughest conditions, and he hits the ball a mile. He can play all these courses, but he just throws those random numbers in there that
he did it last week at the CUDA, right?
Yep.
All of a sudden, I'd see him. He'd have 15 points through like 11 holes, and then he'd finish with like 12 points.
I think he finished pretty good on Sunday, though. Let's see here.
So, yeah, those are the guys. And then Sunday, I'm going to look into Svensson, too. I kind of like the Svensson call.
Kitayama on Sunday, 65. So he's gone 5 at the Deer, 14th at the Barracuda.
Yeah.
Yeah, Svensson. I would definitely look into that and see what you feel on those numbers there with tee to green and putting especially like you touched on.
So, okay. Anything else?
I think that's solid. That's pretty good there.
Really appreciate you coming on. Jimmy Miller from Let's Go Golfwear. Buy some shirts, guys. You want to give them the code again?
Did you want to touch on LIV UK?
Oh, yeah, LIV UK. I made 3 bets.
Matt would be pissed if we forgot to talk about his stuff.
I know. It's so hard. I keep telling people, "Oh, we'll do a LIV live show," but I just never know with Matt's schedule, especially him being overseas.
Yeah.
Plus, then he came on the Open show last week. All he wanted to talk about was his LIV power rankings, and I was like, "Dude, we got to cut this LIV shit." And then I go and bet all these LIV players, and they suck.
Talking about Lee Westwood.
Yeah, he wants to talk about Lee Westwood for 15 minutes. I'm like, dude. Yeah, LIV UK. 3 bets I've made. I'm betting my guy. You know, I'm going back to DJ.
Yep, I like DJ too. He's been playing well here recently.
35-1.
Okay.
I mean, he played great last week. He's been playing great. He's trending. He just can't put it all together for 4 rounds last week, but 3 rounds. He usually plays well 2 rounds on LIV. But I'm betting DJ the rest of the year till he wins. That's
okay.
A fact.
I like it. Nothing wrong with that.
Then I'm betting McKibben.
Oh yeah, I love McKibben. He crushed me at at the Open. I thought with him going off early first, he was going to be the guy. Hometown tournament, but I do like him on LIV. Yes, I like that.
I had him FRL. I had him top 20 and just crushed me. So I do think this is I haven't fully deep dived, but where everything Matt tells me, it's a bombers heavy course. Last year, Rahm won it, 13 under. Neiman was second, or Neiman, Cam Smith, and Hatton all T2 tied for second at one shot back.
Yep.
And then Paul Casey, 10 under, fifth.
Yep.
And Matt's got me on Casey this week again.
I like that too. Yeah, I was doing a little bit, trying to look back on some stuff there. It looks like you said, strokes gained off the tee is key. That's going to be in play there. Those are guys that hit the ball well off the tee there. Casey doesn't have too much of the distance, but he's consistent. You know, he's not going to get himself into trouble. And from what I saw too, I looked at the course and stuff. Relatively calm conditions, like highs in the mid 70s, sun and clouds. Doesn't look like much wind or rain Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I think you said 13 last year won it. If there's nothing with the conditions and weather and stuff like that, you're going to probably see 15 or above maybe, with those guys, I think.
Yeah, of the top guys, I don't see Rahm going back to back.
No, I don't see Rahm. Neiman, I don't know. Like
it would really piss me off if Neiman was involved. It would really piss me off.
Now the one thing that could happen though is Bryson with Ryder and everything coming up, where he just is like, you know what, I'm in straight FU mode and just.
Yes, Bryson is the top guy to be worried about, I think.
It just goes out and starts blitzing everybody this next month and is like, hey, listen, I'm ready for the USA Ryder Cup. Like this is gonna be my show. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. And then Hatton, I'm not worried about Hatton.
Yeah.
Those are just the big guys. I think DJ's going to win.
It'd be nice to see DJ. And listen,
McKibben's driving the ball so great on LIV right now.
Yeah.
I like McKibben's chances too. And I know Casey, I know has talked to Matt about how he wants to get LIV UK because he felt like he blew it last year. So just a little inside info there. But I don't know who are you eyeing?
I would go with those guys there. I mean, that's pretty much who I like up top there. Other than that, yeah, I mean, there's really not much else in the middle range to try and go after. It's just kind of middling with those guys. You throw in some of it's like Surratt's, the younger guys, some of the middle guys. I mean, did Stenson make the cut? Did Stenson play in the Open this year?
Stenson played great.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw that. So maybe
Stenson. Fucking Majestics were fucking carried LIV.
I mean, and then the cliques, when they put the bucket hats on recently, those guys have started to play well.
I do like David Puig.
Yeah, Puig. Yeah, I think he's going to be a future Ryder Cup or two. I think for Spain.
Oh yeah, I actually that was the other guy I'd look at, but his numbers 20-1. But he obviously bomber. The other guy.
Now, how about this? This is just a weird take, crazy take, because the USA would love to have the guy in the locker room. But what happens if DJ just goes off and goes nuclear the next month?
He'd have to win all three. He would have
wins here, maybe grabs another one or finishes like top 2, 3, whatever it might be. I mean, guy that's played Bethpage, guy that's been there, guy that knows what it takes. I mean, would there be any thought there?
You're talking to the biggest DJ fan in the world, so I would give him thought. I don't.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I didn't even know that about DJ with you. I like DJ. I just think just knowing where the USA is at right now, and just after this 5 or 6 guys that we know that are on the team.
Of course, you definitely want that big hammer just strutting around at Bethpage. Would you rather have him or fucking Ben Griffin walking around,
I mean, it would be kind of cool if he just rattled off an unreal run this next month and somehow, some way it works out. And next thing you know, DJ's rolling out there as our number 12 guy. You never know.
I know they want it to be Brooks.
Yeah, they do. Yep.
But if he'd probably have to win – I think he'd have to win 2 or 3.
Yeah, how many more LIV events are there before the Ryder?
There's 3. Well,
There's
3 plus the team event. So there's 3 individual events.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think he'd have to win all 3, to be honest with you.
Hey, maybe we spark something here. Maybe he
at least 2.
Maybe he tuned into the Tapping In podcast and hears us talking about him, and he's like, "I got my biggest fan Blake up in the Northeast."
I would love it. Not gonna happen though.
No, we'll see. Maybe. Never know.
So yeah, DJ, McKibben, Casey, 35-1. I've already bet all 3.
Cool. And then we talk.
Hopefully maybe get some on-course info from Matt.
Yeah.
I know he's traveling today, and he'll be. I think he's a long travel day, so he'll be on course maybe tomorrow, maybe not.
Cool.
But if I get him on maybe a quick live show, if his schedule permits him, we'll see.
Good deal. But, yeah, that sounds good to me.
Jimmy, really appreciate it. I want to give a last plug for Let's Go. Maybe the code for the guys.
Yeah, Blake, thanks again, man. Really appreciate it. This was fun. If things go well here, maybe we grab a W. I'd be more than happy to show face again on here for you guys and help out. But really cool to be a part of this. And like Blake was saying, Let's Go Golfwear. Check it out, letsgogolfwear.com. Matt's got his code, for being the brand ambassador. That's Matt15. Type that in at the checkout, gets you a little discount deal. We've got a lot of our stuff right now, working through some inventory, and we got a lot of good things on the horizon. Some new designs, new shirts, and looking ahead to potentially more outerwear and more apparel lines in the future here very soon. So very excited about all that.
Yeah, you got to get those joggers going, man.
Get the joggers rolling. I know that'd be great. It's kind of tough down here in Florida, but I still sport some joggers, when we get some cooler summer nights. So
I'll tell you what, this shirt, when we were at Black Desert.
Yeah.
Do you remember the picture my brother had with the divot? You
guys, that was phenomenal.
That was the best. Yeah. You guys should have that on your website. I don't know if you do or not, but what a photo that was.
Yeah, that was great. I know.
Perfect form. It was looking good.
Yeah, no. When Matt was texting me about getting you hooked up with some gear and stuff, we were super excited about getting that out for you. And then just the cool scenery out there and the backdrop and everything at Black Desert was awesome with those.
Highly recommend St. George, Utah.
Cool. Yeah.
So, all right, Jimmy, really appreciate it. A lot of fun. Thank you for coming on. We'll get you back on here soon. I need to hit a winner with some of these guests. I don't think we've hit a winner yet since Matt left, besides Patrick Reed. So I need to hit a winner with one of you guys. Hopefully it's this week.
Yeah, hopefully it is. We'll touch base, and anything else comes up, any other knowledge, I'll pass along with you. But like I said, thanks again, and I really appreciate getting on the show today.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Blake. See you.